Hello everyone, it's Jay House here with Liberty County 4-H, and today we're going to talk about storytelling through photography. The first step in great storytelling through photography is careful planning. Planning is one of the most important parts of visual storytelling. You must plan in advance how you're going to visualize the story you have in your mind. The planning process should include selecting the topic, doing research on the topic, and planning your shots. They should be very diverse and visually appealing. You should consider using some symbols in your images as well to convey your message more clearly. Often during a shoot, you might not be able to capture the photos in the exact order you planned. However, keeping this order in mind can help you avoid chaos and edit the story in less time. In addition to this, there is practical value in planning the shoot ahead. If you carefully scout out the area before your shoot, you have advantages such as the weather conditions and the lighting of that area that will be available for you the day of your shoot. Then you have to decide if you're going to do a single shot story or a photo series. Can a photographer narrate better stories with a single image or with a series of images? While it's not easy to answer this question since it depends on the topic of the storytelling, it's still important to consider that single photos usually offer semi-truths because it's kind of hard to get the full truth from just one photo. A single image, however, may be very powerful, but it's still only a part of a bigger picture. On the other hand, a series of photos allows a viewer to process each image independently and then connect multiple images into a cohesive storyline. The first and last image in the series are the most important because they have to be strong enough to grab the viewer's undivided attention. In addition to choosing whether you want to tell stories with a single or multiple images, you should also decide what kind of story you want to tell. You have two options: open or closed stories. Open stories are quite interesting because they give a lot of freedom to both the photographer and their audience. This means that the viewer's past emotions and experiences will affect the way the story is seen and interpreted. On the other hand, a closed story doesn't leave a lot of room for open-ended interpretations. It should be organized and told in a rather straightforward way so that everyone can come to the same conclusion. Then you want to consider strong emotions. No matter how brilliant your storytelling pictures are in terms of their technical properties, they also have to have a strong emotional impact on your viewers. Not all images must contain a human figure or human interaction to be emotionally strong. In fact, they can contain anything from a landscape to abstract visuals. The only thing that matters is that they can evoke strong emotions in the viewer's heart. In addition to evoking strong emotions, storytelling images should be carefully layered with meaning. This is usually the most difficult process in storytelling because it doesn't allow us to take just random pretty images. These intentional layers of meaning should be the main criteria when selecting and arranging the images of the story. Think carefully about the colors when you create certain emotions in your storytelling photography. The color scheme and even the white balance you choose can be great tools for conveying emotions. Knowing the color theory can help you create rather bold and memorable images. The girls are out today. Knowing the color theory can create rather bold and memorable images. Let me hurry up. Experimenting with warm and cool colors will allow you to quickly change the atmosphere in your images. For instance, if you focus on the spectrum of reds, you will increase the sensation of joy, intimacy, passion, or pleasure. On the other hand, cold blush colors will transmit the feelings of calm or perhaps unhappiness and isolation. Next, we have aiming for variety in your storytelling. Everyone likes variety. Since you certainly don't want your viewers to get bored and consider your storytelling to be weak, you need to challenge your imagination by offering them a variety of shots. Just focusing on one-of-a-kind photography won't tell a whole story. You need to pay attention to details and become more flexible when it comes to your shooting style and aesthetic preferences. You need to shoot portraits, landscape, abstract images, wide-angle shots, action shots, zoomed-in details, and so on in order to tell a whole story. This next tip is vital. Being original. Originality may seem like an overrated concept, but it's quite important especially in storytelling photography. It's hard to come up with an original scenario that can truly entertain your viewers. It's challenging to create something unique with billions of images that can be seen everywhere these days. However, it is a great practice to strive for originality and stand out from the crowd whenever possible. Last but certainly not least, narrative structures. Stories must have beginnings, middles, and ends, and the same principle holds true to visual storytelling too. If you're just starting out with a series of pictures, you can practice storytelling by trying to form a chronological narrative structure. Just like a movie, your photo essay should have an opening shot, establishing shot, interactive and quintessential shots, and a closing shot. In case you want to make something experimental, you don't have to stick with these rules, but you should still have some kind of minimal narrative structure to guide your viewers. The idea of storytelling becomes even more interesting when there are illustrations, and this is the exact reason why everybody likes photo essays. Illustrations somehow make the stories alive and more memorable, and because of this, it's definitely worth the effort to learn to tell stories with photography. If you don't mind, share this video with your friends and your family. Share your storytelling through photography here in the comments, or private messages if you'd like. We love to see your work, and thank you all again for joining me today.